Well, let's do the introduction first. This is our first episode of Chit Chop.
I knew you would do it. I knew you would.
Chit Chat Chop at Kitchen Door Catering.
Yep.
I'm Chef Ben. This is my special guest today, Chef Patty Howard, CEO and President of Kitchen Door Catering.
Oh, that's a nice title.
Is it?
Yeah. CEO
like
and President.
Yeah.
And owner and dishwasher,
Everything.
hot washer and all.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Today we're gonna make Patty's signature dish, which is
Lemon herb roasted chicken, which my husband is probably quite sick of because I make it all the time. But it's my go-to dish because I can get 3 or 4 dinners out of it. And I just like lemon and herbs and chicken.
So when did you first start making this dish?
Well, that's a hard question. I don't know, Ben.
This is the chat aspect.
This is the
of
chat
the
aspect of the show.
Mia says hello.
Hi, Mia.
Yeah, who else said hello? Someone else had a question.
Okay, well.
Okay, what's that?
So, yeah, I don't know. I really started cooking when I was 16, 17. I was a late bloomer into the cooking fields.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to, my Aunt Maureen, if anybody knows the story, yes, my Aunt Maureen was, I used to stay at their home, my uncle and Uncle Lynn and Aunt Maureen, and I used to make food and watch Capril Pence, which would be way before your time.
I have no idea what that is.
She was one of the first female chefs, other than Julia Child, that had a show, and it was on PBS, and it was on every day at 2:30. Patty was busy at 2:30 watching Capril Pence, and I used to follow her, and I got really interested in cooking, and that next year I ended up at Inverary Inn in Cape Breton, and that was my first cooking job. So I don't think I made lemon roast chicken. I think that was probably a few years later, but probably in my early 20s. And certainly since I've been married, Ted could attest to this, that I've probably made it, 2 or 3 times a month. I probably make it, yeah.
All right, so what do we need to do?
Well, you need a chicken. We've got one.
We have a chicken.
We have a secret chicken in the oven, but we have a chicken. So, I like whole chickens. I know whole birds for some people that aren't chefs. It's hard to wrap your head around, there's bones and deboning it. And the thing I like about this is you literally just add some seasoning to it, throw the whole thing in the oven, and then you can pick it off. And the nice thing is you've got the carcass, or the bones, and you can make delicious stock, which then you can make chicken noodle soup, you can use in your cooking. It's a really cost-effective way for me to prepare chicken, and rather than buying all natural, all white chicken breast meat or deboned, it's a simple way to do it. You don't have to butcher it, and again, the meat just falls off, and then you can make a bunch of different dishes with it. So,
all right, so let's make some
Chef
lemon
Ben
chicken.
picked up the chickens. You want to make it, or you want me to make it?
You can walk me through it, or you can make it.
Okay.
How
Well,
about we do it together? Okay,
Team
so
moment.
What do we need first?
Okay, so we need lemons.
Okay.
I do 2.
Okay.
And I cut the rind off. He's gonna roll them. That's the secret trick.
It's
natural.
I can't even prevent it.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
it just happens.
So I usually take the rind off one, and then I put it under the skin, so it gives lots of flavor.
Okay.
Salt, pepper, and then some herbs. So we've got curly parsley here. You could use flat leaf.
I'm gonna use a vegetable peeler to take the rind off because you get nice strips.
You're fancier
And
than I
avoid the
was.
white stuff. It's bitter.
In case you didn't know, Chef Ben is our culinary instructor here at Kitchen Door, and he's much better at giving reasoning behind things, whereas Patty just goes off on a tangent. Yep. So, yes.
Patty never goes on tangents.
Never. Happy moments. So, we have some fresh herbs here, and again, you can use anything. You can pick stuff out of your garden. We've got a garden at home. We've got a whole bunch of stuff.
So what do we have here?
We have curly parsley, oregano, and we have some thyme, which I'm not a huge thyme, but you know why I'm not a huge fan of thyme? Because it's a
you
pain
never have
to pick.
enough?
Yeah, it's so funny,
Thyme
not
jokes,
really.
everybody. Thyme jokes.
Because it's hard to pick. It's really time consuming.
Yeah. But see, that's why I never pick it.
You just stick it all in there.
Yeah, I just use the stems and everything. Because there's just as much flavor in the stems.
All right, Chef Ben, not Chef Ben. Well, maybe we'll put some up this one and see what it tastes like.
Perfect. Okay, so I have the zest from one lemon. What am I doing with the other one?
What are you going to do? You're going to cut it in half.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you handle that?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Which way?
Whichever way you would like. I will leave that to you. We're going to juice it a little bit, and then we're going to, I would season it with salt and pepper. Okay. Inside the cavity, and on top of the skin, and the backside.
Okay, we just have some nice sea salt here.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty when you're playing with chicken.
Yes.
Just wash them really well.
And your boards.
So we have Alina, we have Jack, we have Loretta saying hello. Mia said you're
Hi.
fancy.
Hi,
And lots of
everybody.
people are sharing, so let's thank you for
Lovely.
sharing.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
everybody.
sharing. Super. Okay. Salt, pepper, inside,
Yep.
outside. So then what I do is I put my fingers underneath and I pull the skin away.
Okay.
And then I stick all these beautiful pieces of lemon in there.
Under the skin?
Under the skin, and
Okay.
some butter. And then some days I put herbs in there. Sometimes I don't. It depends on how much time I have and how quickly I need to get the chicken cooked.
We have a whole bunch.
We do have a
More
whole
time
bunch,
jokes,
it's
everybody.
true. I'm
They're
just checking-
all
just
day,
checking the
all
secret.
night.
Yes, all day, all night. So here, like a little bit of butter.
Okay.
You're doing a very good job,
Oh,
Chef
thank
Ben.
you. It's
I know,
almost like I'm a professional.
It's almost like that. All right, perfect.
Some butter.
Butter. And then if you want to, like, it depends how fancy you want to get. You can put some herbs in there and get it all up.
Okay.
So we got salt and pepper on the outside, and then I take one of the lemons and I just sort of squeeze it over. And that's going to help all the herbs sort of attach or stick a little bit. All right, and then, we don't want to forget about the back a little bit. All right.
Is this going
And
inside?
then that goes inside.
Okay, I'm actually going to cut this in half again
Oh,
because
look,
it's a
you're
small
too
chicken.
fancy.
It's a small chicken.
And then I usually also put one in there. So it's all full of lemon. All full.
I don't know if I'm getting a lemon in there. But
You can, look. Oh, Benjamin. Look. I'll put it in.
Can she do it, folks?
Can she do it? She can do it. Look. So you just pull it out. Look. Perfect.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm learning, everybody.
I
I'm
know.
learning just like you.
Patty
It's
just
perfect.
taught Chef Ben a lesson. How cool is that? All right. So we have the chicken, and you're going to do your fancy tuck.
Yeah.
Because Patty doesn't tie chickens anymore. I only did that in culinary school.
So you can tie this with butcher twine. It'd be a lot better.
We
if
should
I
turn around so they can see, right?
hadn't have ripped. Oh, this is going to make it easier, Patty.
Oh,
Thanks.
yeah. Perfect. I'm going to wash my hands, Chef Ben.
So, again, this would be a lot easier if the skin wasn't ripped, which is my fault. But we're just going to take the legs, tuck them under. Oh, I ripped it. Imagining that they're stuck like that, instead of tying it, it's a lot easier. But this isn't going to work because
Because we ripped the skin?
completely destroyed this chicken. I'm
Well,
sorry,
it doesn't
little
really
guy.
matter. It's all going to cook perfectly anyway.
I'm going to grab a pan.
All right. I have a pan right here. Look. No,
Okay.
like you're all set up. Yeah. Okay. So we have this lovely bird that's all juicy and lemony and perfect. So we're just going to put it on the tray. I mean, how simple is that? And then we're going to stick the tray in the oven. All right. Now, I got to move the other one first. The secret one that's in there. All right. Oh, you got you're on it. Perfect. We'll switch it out. And by the magic of Facebook Live,
It's already done.
it's already done. So this is what it looks like. Stick her in here. And actually, I'm going to flip the board just to make sure. And how does that look? What do you think?
Amazing.
Amazing. And it smells really yummy.
Lisa Taylor says, good job. Heather Purcell says, budding chef Sam
Oh.
and I are enjoying this.
Hey, Sam. Sam is awesome. Sam is in New Brunswick, St. John, New Brunswick, and he has his own little company, and he makes beautiful baked goods. And I watch him on Facebook Live, and Heather's an old friend. So he's 12, and he takes custom orders. So if you're in St. John, check out Sam on Facebook. He's awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so we have this beautiful chicken. It's cooked.
And it just came out of the oven. So what do we have to do, Chef Ben?
We have to let it rest.
Perfect.
We gotta let it rest so that all the juices will absorb back into the meat. If you cut it now, it's just gonna juice out. You have really dry, chewy chicken.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, while that's resting, we're gonna do a couple of sides.
And this is all Chef Ben. I got Chef Ben to do some sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta kill some time here.
We got lots. I'm going to make a stock, and we're going to pull chicken. We're going to do
Perfect.
great.
So we have some baby red potatoes here that I just blanched, and they're nice and soft. Not too soft, but you can just crush them.
What does blanching mean?
So it just means to cook them a little bit. There's different types. Like if you're blanching in oil, then you just kind of want to drop something for 45 seconds in hot oil.
Like if you make homemade French fries.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to
You wanna
blanch them.
blanch
You want
them
to
before you
cook them,
cook 'em.
and then let them come up, and then fry
Yeah.
them.
Or if you're peeling a tomato, for example, you would drop it in hot water and then cold water, and then the skin will just come off. So that's another type of blanching. These ones are just par cooked, but enough so that you can crush them. So what we're going to do here is actually a crushed baby red potato. So we're going to
It's a
put
very
these-
good cut technique.
Yes. Yeah. Cooking is not fun unless you get your hands dirty. So we're going to take some of this nice butter. And I have some beautiful roasted garlic here. We're going to throw that in. Some nice salt and pepper.
He's got a little dance going on. Choo-choo, choo-choo.
And we're going to take a couple whole thyme leaves.
Whole thyme, not pick
Whole
thyme.
leaves. And we're just going to let that go. And then, in here we just have some carrots, that again are like just par cooked. We'll reheat them. I'm just in some butter and water, and they're just cut in an oblong shape because I like how it looks.
It
on the
does.
plate.
It looks nice. It's very well
Just add a
done.
little salt and pepper to that.
Knife skills A+ on that.
Put that on here.
So the reason I like this dish, one, it's very flavorful, and I like dark meat and white meat, so you get a combination of both. But also I like it because what I do is I make 4 at a time. So at home, I will buy the 3-pack of chickens, or if whole chickens are on sale, I will buy them all and I will mass make this because you can pull all the meat off and freeze it. So put it in a freezer bag and store it, or a glass container, store it in the freezer. You can use it for sandwiches all week. We're always looking for stuff for lunch for the kids. And so fresh roasted chicken is far better than some of the deli meat that you can buy at the grocery store. I'm not naming names. So it's perfect. It holds in the fridge 2 or 3 days. You can make chicken salad out of it. My kids like sort of like a take on a club for dinner sometimes. So we'll cook some bacon off, make like a little avocado mayo and some chicken and a little bit of cheese, and it's perfect. Perfect dinner. Throw a salad on the side, and it's great. So
And really, like it takes 3 or 4 minutes to put together. Then you throw it in the oven. Forget
Yeah.
about it for 45 minutes, and it's done.
it's done. So I like it a little hotter. Ben kept turning my oven down, but I usually roast it at like 425, 400. You could put it at 350, but you wouldn't get a nice brown as I got on this one.
Well, actually, I was turning the oven down to 450 because it was at 500.
I didn't put it at 500, did I really? Oh, well, I didn't pay much attention, but I knew he'd have my back, Chef Ben, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, team.
And my wife and I do the same thing. We almost, at least once a week, we'll roast a couple of chickens and have them in the fridge because it's always good to just pull the meat off, and then you can do so many other things with it.
And the other thing is, so now you've got all these bones. You've got all the nutrients in the bones. You've got all this flavor. And once we pull the meat off, you put the bones in a stock pot with some onions and carrots and celery, whatever you've got, tops of celery, carrot ends, a couple of onions. And this is what I do. I have an electric stove at home. I do not have gas. I fill it up to the brim after dinner, put the carcass in. What?
I was gonna make a "you have gas" joke, but I
Oh, thank you. Thank you for not doing that live on Facebook. And then I just put that on the back burner, and I put it on like 2, and I leave it overnight. So when you wake up in the morning, the entire house smells like chicken stock. And then I just turn it off and strain it, and you've got this decadent stock that you can use in anything. You don't have to buy chicken stock in the boxes at the grocery store. And then usually what I do is I take some leftover chicken, and again, start with some fresh carrots, onion, celery, throw that in and make chicken soup. Pretty simple. That's all you need. So that's one of the things I like about this is you get a diverse amount of meals and a diversity of meals through the whole week.
And if you do make chicken stock and you don't know what to do with it, you just have chicken stock in your fridge. You can add it to rice, and you're cooking it instead of water. You can add it to potatoes. You can even just deglaze a pan if you're searing some meat. You can use it with so many things.
Yeah.
It's just great to have on
And
hand.
if it's super rich, go ahead.
Deglazing a pan, so when you sear meat
Good
or
question.
cook something, you get all these like nice brown bits on the bottom. If you add liquid to that, it lifts them all up and flavors your sauce. That's all like really good flavor.
Yeah. Chef Talk by Chef Ben.
Jack, I will say it looks tasty. And
That's my
Leah
father-in-law.
says-
Hi, Jack.
Leah says this is a fun concept, y'all.
Oh, y'all. How's Mia doing? I'm sure she's doing lovely.
My sides are ready.
Oh, yeah, we're not doing donaires tonight, Mia. No donaires. Donaire-free zone.
So my sides are done. Do you want to
Okay.
carve the chicken?
I can carve the chicken. I'm going to get a clean knife, though, just
Okay.
because I'm not sure if I cut with that. So let me go over here.
We probably both shouldn't. Camera. Bad form.
So, behind you with a knife. Oh, I didn't say it. Okay, so what do you
Patty's
like?
not in the kitchen too often.
No, I'm not anymore. They don't really let me in. Okay,
I
so
like dark meat.
you like dark meat? Okay. All right, so let's pull that off. See all that lovely goodness? Oh, look, the lemon came out. Look how perfect that is.
So I'm actually going to take that and dump it in the
So I do this, same thing when we do holiday turkey. So people are like, how do you carve and how do you do it? So I usually like to take the whole breast off. So I run the knife just along the backbone there, and I bring it down. And you can get in there right with your fingers, and you can see, and it comes right off. You're just gonna peel back, and then there's a joint right down here. So you get this whole beautiful breast, and you can do the exact same thing on the other side. It's a little hot still. Woo. Patty doesn't have chef hands anymore. Yeah, then you just cut down. We're gonna pull that right off. All right, and find the joint. Give her a little cut, and you'll see all those little lemon pieces that are in there, giving it all that lovely flavor. You can see they've caramelized a little bit. So this one, Chef Ben, as you can see, made a little hole, and it held the legs together. We kind of missed that on the other one. And so then at that point, I just open the legs right up and I flip it over. And you can just really cut there, and then you've got your thigh and your leg. Same thing on the other side. You can hear the pop in the joint. Am I taking too much time, Chef Ben?
No, not at all.
Why are you laughing at me?
You keep saying things that would make very good jokes if we weren't on live
Oh.
Facebook.
Who knew? Who knew?
Caroline McNeil Morrison says, you make it look easy.
It is easy. It is so simple.
It really is. And
Really,
it's not
like,
just because we're professionals.
My
it's
son
really
James
easy.
could carve this chicken up. So now I take all these little bits of bones that, like you can see, that's full. I even put the lemon in because that'll add a nice little flavor to the stock. You don't want to put too many in, but you could put a couple in there. And then depending on how you like to present, I kind of tore the skin a little bit, Chef, and it's not perfect for presentation. You can cut down between the leg and the thigh here, right? So you can do one here, like this.
I'm a fan of Julia Child's mode of doing things, where if it doesn't work, you just kind of cover it up.
Cover it up anyway. And then I usually like to cut the breast sort of in half. And again, you could do this family style. So if you're having guests over, you can have a platter of the chicken. And I usually just cut it up in sort of pieces that people can take. Throw a bit of the roasted lemon on there. So for here, we're going to do that. And then we're going to do a little... Perfect. All right. And then, so say this was left. So now you've got your plated dinner. It's a date for two, right, Ben? Date for two. So if you have this left, once this cools down a little bit, you're going to pull the meat off. And you're going to get all this lovely, ooh, that's hot. Again, Patty doesn't have chef hands. But once it cooled down, you can pull this meat off pretty easily. And then you've got meat for sandwiches. You can throw it back in soup. You can make chicken pot pie with it. I mean, there's so many things you can use.
You can just pick it out of your fridge late at night when
Late
you're
at night
hungry.
is a little late night snack. So then you're going to take all those bones, every little bit of it, and you're going to put it in the pot. And again, I make 4 at a time. So I usually have a big stock pot that I'm going to fill up with all of that. Throw in 2 or 3 whole carrots, a whole onion cut in half, make sure the skins are off, and then I usually just take the end off the celery. Mm-hmm. The part you don't use and you discard anyway, cut that off, cut it in half, and throw it in the pot. Cold water is key. You've got bay leaves, you can throw those in, and a few whole peppercorns. I usually don't generally salt my stock because I usually add that seasoning later on when I'm using it in other dishes, but you can season it if you want to. If you know you're going to make soup with it later, you can just season the stock, strain it out, and then start with your chicken noodle soup for the kids, which is great in a thermos, all those fun things.
And if you want a really clear stock, don't add the carrots.
Yes.
They have a lot of flavor, but they will cloud
They
it.
will color it a
So
little
if you
bit
want
too.
really clear, just don't add the carrots.
Yeah. So look at that, Chef Ben. Not bad for Patty's famous lemon chicken.
Not at all.
Not bad at all. You can taste her up. See if I did a good job on the tester bird.
It's really good.
You're hilarious.
No,
You're
it is. It's
hilarious.
actually delicious.
If you would like more of Chef Ben's humor, you should come and join a cooking class. That was a really good segue.
Oh, it was.
Patty, segue, one take Patty. So our next class is the vegetarian class coming up on
September 29th.
September 29th, right here in this spot
Is that
right here.
right?
You could stand here and you could chop with Chef Ben and you can hear all his funny jokes.
I have a lot of them.
He has a lot, which might be more appropriate in a class, although I'm not sure if they'd be more appropriate in a class.
There's alcohol. It's
Fine. You
adults.
get some nice glasses of wine.
Yes.
So people ask, and you did a little video a couple weeks ago to talk about the classes, but like tell people about the classes and like, yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
it's a
You're on.
fully hands-on
I'm gonna go wash my
experience.
hands.
It's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
You come into the kitchen, I demonstrate a dish, and then you make it. You sit down, enjoy some wine in the dish. We frantically clean up the kitchen, and then you come back and we do it all over again. And we do about 4 courses usually, and I always really enjoy it. Everybody else seems to too, or they're just lying to me because they're scared because I yelled at them a lot. But you know, I think it's a lot of fun, and I think you should come to one.
And I've been here to a few of them, and pretty much every time everyone says there's something you take away that you never do before.
Well, you were there and you took away the lemon rolling, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know to roll my lemon, right? So yeah, there's lots of tips and tricks.
And that's the thing. Like, it's not just cooking the dishes. I share stories and try and make it very personal.
Yeah. So it's awesome. So we have the vegetarian one, and then in October we've got one beyond pasta, Italy
Yes.
beyond pasta.
So everybody thinks it's a pasta class, but the point is that it's
Beyond.
Italian food without the pasta. So if you come expecting pasta, you are going to be very disappointed. but it's really good food. It's just the whole point is to showcase Italian food beyond what most people think it is.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
again, it's fully hands-on. Like you make everything. It's great for a date night or just a good time.
Just a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loretta has a question. How long will the stock keep in the fridge?
Okay, so I would, again, I'm going off personal. I'd have to check my culinary textbook on the actual proper, but I would keep stock in the fridge like 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
If not, freeze it. And the other, here's a tip. Patty has a tip for the night. You ready?
I am.
Oh,
Patty's
brace
tip of the
yourself.
night.
Patty's tip of the night. So people always want little bits. So you get a recipe that calls for 2 tablespoons of chicken stock, and you have to open, if you buy the box, the organic chicken box, you have to open that whole thing, and then it has to sit in your fridge, and then you might not use it again for another month, depending on the recipe. So once the stock is cooled, I take ice cube trays, and I fill the ice cube trays with chicken stock, and I freeze them, and then I pop them out and put them in a Ziploc bag. So if you need a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of chicken stock, you literally pull a couple of frozen cubes out, and your chicken stock lasts in the freezer 6 to 8 months.
Probably.
Yeah, so I'd say 6 to 8 months.
And Mia and Barb both said, you had me at wine.
I love it. I love it.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about? Want to talk about why we're doing this?
I think that you should talk about why we're
Oh.
doing this. I'm doing this because I was told to by my lovely boss, Patty.
You knew
And
he was
she's
gonna
doing
say
it
that.
because she was told to by our lovely social media guy who's holding the camera.
Adam, Mr. Adam. No, we just thought it would be a really cool, fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Once a week, we're going to try every Wednesday, as long as the schedule allows, but every Wednesday, and we're going to come live, and Ben's going to be the host, so I'm not always going to be here. I know, so sad. But we're going to come on, and we're going to bring special guests on, and if you'd like to come on, you've got a great dish that you'd like us to make or have a little chef-off with Chef Ben, we're more than happy. Ooh, chef-off. That would be fun, actually.
That would be fun.
That would be really fun. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and so we're gonna reach out to some colleagues and some people within our Halifax community because we just think it's really fun to get together and do fun things, especially around food.
And to promote local businesses
Yeah.
and ourselves and whoever wants to come.
Whoever wants to come and hang
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
I got some surprises up my sleeves for some surprise guests. We're gonna. It's gonna
This
be
was
good.
a surprise, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what else we'll do.
Yes. Oh, and lastly, we have Sunday. Sunday, you're at Halifax Central Library.
Yes.
Yes. 3 o'clock on Sunday, there's a big Fresh Fest is what it's called.
Yes.
And it's promoting local ingredients as well as local recipes, Nova Scotia recipes, maybe Nova Scotia recipes classic that have a twist on them. And Chef Ben's going to be there doing an hour demo on Sunday or a 45-minute demo on Sunday at 3 o'clock with some yummy samples. So bring the kids, bring your friends, come on down. It's actually going on from 1 to 4 or 12 to 4.
12 to 4, I
I
believe.
think it's 12 to 4. So there's other chefs that are going to be demoing as well. So it's going to be super fun at the library. And if you haven't been to the Halifax Library, you should.
And from what I understand, there's tons of food stalls and everything set up too. So it's not just the demos. There's lots of other stuff.
That's
going on.
awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Carol Ann says, great idea. I think it's her new favorite cooking show. Is it Giada Who?
Giada.
Giada Who?
Giada who?
And Ted says, Ben looks scared of Patty.
Oh, he's not scared at all. He's not scared at all.
So if you want to end the show like this, you each have to say chit, chat, chop, fast 5 times.
At the same time?
Same time.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Wait.
What do you mean? Wait. I was all ready.
I'm not ready for this yet. No, I want to say Adam and I are doing something on Monday
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah.
2:30. 2:30, right? Which I'm really terrified about.
Showdown.
I don't know if anybody of you saw it, but a couple months ago we did 5 cooking tips in a minute,
In 60 seconds.
and we did it live, and it was crazy, and it was a lot of fun. So I approached Adam and said we should do 5 meals in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Completely separate meals.
And live, like there's no fooling around. It's going to be live. So Monday at 2:30, right here on Facebook, we're going to be doing 5 meals in 5 minutes. Just me right
Chef
here,
Ben with a lot of mise en place.
losing my mind. So I hope to see you then, or I
Yes.
hope you'll see me then, or however. I don't know how this works, but
You're doing just
Thank you.
You're doing really good job.
All right,
Excellent
ready
job.
for
Excellent.
chit,
Ready?
chat, chop?
Okay.
1,
1, 2, 3.
Chit chat chop,
chit chat chop, chit chat chop, chit chat chop,
chit
chit
chat
Oh, I messed it up!
Bye everybody. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Thank you. Check us out next Wednesday and Monday at 2:30. Cheerio.